Alright guys, so what's going on? Today I'm gonna try to describe as best as I can by myself to teach you guys how to aim better within Fortnite and becoming a better player. So mainly within this game, it's all dependent on, how good you are at aiming obviously, but it also does come down to building. But today we're mainly gonna focus on the aiming aspect. Building is a different video on my channel. If you want to go check back and see it, you can. So pretty much the basics of shooting. So, real quick, the easiest tip I can give you is if you're crouching, you are going to be able to aim a lot better as opposed to standing. So, pretty much, obviously, they added in the 100% accuracy thing if you tap really slowly. And if you're standing up, it's practically the same thing. But see, when you're in a gunfight, if, say, for instance, if the dude was this tree, and if I'm just spraying like this, I'll have a lot better accuracy if I'm crouching like this and spraying rather than standing. But an easier way, since they added in the 100% accuracy thing, say for instance that person was that tree over there, if you can time your shots really correctly, if you can time it really well, then you'll be able to get those 100% accuracy shots off pretty well. So the M4 and, well, the regular AR, not the burst one, and the SCAR are probably going to be your best options for killing people at long range. I'm not saying the burst is an awful weapon to use, but I am saying that these rifles will be better at long range as opposed to the burst. So that's real quick tips on how to shoot pretty much for better accuracy in terms is just crouch and you'll gain better accuracy. So now we're going to use the typical battle royale, most battle royale games, the third person view. So when you're using this view, you can see that my character is on the left side of the crosshair, not the right side. So when you use this, you can gain a very easy advantage. Say for instance, if that person was that bush there, right, and he's pushing me, I can use this advantage and quick peek, well, not hit the wall, but quick peek and shoot and run back. And you have the easier advantage because you have that third person advantage and you'll be able to see them and they can't see you when you decide to peek. So if you try to use this on the left side, you can still use it. It's just a little bit harder because you kind of have to swing out a little bit more, and they can easily get a shot off, as opposed to just a quick right hand peek and shoot and come back to the wall. And yeah, so another good tip to use is if you're in this type of fight, and say for instance, I'll just quick build this real fast because I'm by myself. Say for instance he's up here. Say I'll go over here. And he's up there, right? We'll go one more higher. So he's there, I'm here. So he decides to peek me, he shoots. Now, you don't want to stand here and shoot like this. You don't want to hold your angle like this because he can easily just peek, shoot, and do this. So the easier way to do this is if you're in this moment, it doesn't matter what range you kind of are in. I mean, you guys can probably start the build fight. That's what most people do. But if you're in this moment, you try to bait peek. He tries to peek. If you bait peek for like a second or so, you come back into your cover. He'll probably peek and you can get a quick shot off. And to do this, all you have to do is just, well, for console, you just click the right stick and you just keep popping up like this. And that's probably the easier way instead of just holding it like this. Now, and also another trick is, I mean, it's not really going to be useful, but if someone's over there, you can actually shoot through the ramp a little bit without them seeing you. So I don't really have a clip of that, but you can literally shoot, if you can see, you can literally shoot through the ramp like this. And it's a little bug that I found when I was playing. You can literally shoot through the ramp and they probably can't see you if they're down here. And they see you shooting through that ramp, they can't see you. They'll probably see like a little part of the head, but that's really about it. And that's a little cool trick that I found, that you're able to actually shoot through this ramp and get some pretty quick shots off if they're on the ground, and they probably can't even spot you. Alright, so now we're on to shotguns. And really, the easiest way to aim with a shotgun is dependent on your sensitivity. So, for me, in my other videos, I showed you that I am on a 5.5 sensitivity, a little bit down from 6, because there's different variations of the number. But regardless, really, when it comes down to it, if you have a higher sensitivity, it's going to be harder to move from, without aiming to shotgun. So, you're making a ramp, you're building up, and you jump and you're aiming like this. You're not gonna aiming down. This isn't your aim down. This is just your normal sensitivity right here. So if you have a higher sensitivity, it's gonna be way harder to aim when you have a higher sensitivity. Now, some people are used to it, others aren't. Some people actually can't aim like this, but they just like the higher sensitivity because they're able to build a lot better. But as I recommended before, it's easier to play on maybe like a 6 to 7 range for your sensitivity, just because it kind of narrows out your ability to aim as well as your ability to build. So when you're having a shotgun fight, say for instance this person over here, I'll just make a little dummy. So say for instance that's a dude, right? So that's one person. Now when you're aiming, this is also for people who have a higher sensitivity. You don't want to like flick, you know, when you're jumping. You don't want to flick. You know, it's harder to flick like that rather than just kind of coming to that certain spot. So like if you're running like this, you jump and you shoot. It's more easier because you want the person to fall within your crosshairs. You don't want to miss your shot and ruin it, you know? Now that's for just hip firing. You know, that's if you want to take the hip fire. But say for instance you're at this point. You know, you guys build up and you're at this point. You don't want to jump and hip fire. You know, you want to take your time. You want to hit your shot because if you hit that damage dealing shot, you know, most pumps if you hit it correctly, it hits for a really good amount. It hits for like 100. So if you put that person low, they're not going to continue fighting. And if you put them low, they're gonna try and build away. So if you aim down your sight and you aim that perfect shot, that's just better. When you come down to the 1v1 and you're aiming in, you'll have a better aiming because obviously, you know, without aiming it's like that if you can see the crosshair. When you aim in, it's, you know, it gets shorter. It gets a little bit smaller. So you can gain a better accuracy like that. So when you're in these shotgun fights, you want to aim down, get your perfect shot off, and then you can start hip firing because you have that damage dealt on them and you have the advantage to push them. As well as from before, you can take that, you know, that little peek. You know, you can push, you can peek, build a wall, use the third person angle, shoot again. You know, use all the angles that you possibly can. Use it to your advantage. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys check out my other videos on my channel. I'll see you guys later.